So I have a lot to share today, but I'm going to keep it really simple and short and sweet. And that is to practice sharing. That's it. That's the big thing. That's the a lot that I have to share today, is to practice sharing. A few weeks ago, I'll give you a story. A few weeks ago, I called my dad, and I hadn't spoken to him in 4 years, and it was the longest stretch of time that I had been without speaking to him since the longest stretch of time, which was when I was between the ages of 11 or 12 and 21. And so I grew up without my dad, but we developed somewhat of a relationship in my 20s. And then, like I said, as I've gotten older and as I've had children of my own, he has, young kids of his own as well. I haven't heard from him. And it started to make me feel a way. I started to build up this anger and this resentment that I didn't have when I was 21 or 22. And it was weird because it was like, where's this coming from? And so I called him finally, partly because I was going to see my sister and I wanted to tell him that, hey, I'm going to see your other child. But really, I wanted to tell him that I missed him. And so I told him, I said, Dad, I missed you. I really missed you. I've needed you. I've wanted you. And I realized in that moment that I was speaking not just as a grown man to his father, but I was speaking on behalf of the boy, on behalf of the child inside that had never gotten the opportunity to cry out for his dad and to have his dad at least just hear him. Just hear that I need you. And that whether or not you think you're good enough for me or whether or not you think you are enough, you're enough for me because you made me, and everything, half of what I am, comes from you. And so in order for me to be enough, in order for it, you get where I'm going. And so I believe that the masculine and the feminine energies that conceive us, the masculine and the feminine energies that bring us into being, that in order to become ourselves and to reach our highest potential, we have to overcome those energies and we have to reintegrate those energies into who we become. And so for me, being honest and open and transparent with the masculine part of me, the part that created me, it freed me up because I had never shared myself with that part of myself. That part of myself was always hidden in the shadows. That part of myself was always on the run, always hiding. And so to tell that part of myself that I missed you, that I've needed you, that sometimes I just want to see you. I just want to experience and feel your presence. Sharing that, it freed me up. It liberated me. I instantly knew that I was good. I instantly knew that whether or not he reciprocated, whether or not, I was able to get anything out of that, being able to open up was enough for me. And I knew that if I was able to open up in that way, that I could never close up the way that I had closed up before. And so I share that because I believe sharing is a practice. It's an exercise. It's something that we have to do in order to stay open and to stay, in order to be able to receive, and so I encourage you today, whatever it is you have to share, doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if the person on the other end appreciates it as much as you appreciate just being able to give. especially the things that make you feel uncomfortable, the things you've been holding on to, the things that you've told yourself, oh, it's not good enough, or it's not, all of those, like, get those out. Flush those out of your system. And the more you share, the easier it will become, the more liberated you'll feel. And the people who you share with from that place and from that space, they will experience that through you, and it will inspire them, and it will move them, and they too will become recipients of the gift that you've given. So that's what I have today. I hope that it serves you well on your journey.